This is Enid Lefton. I spoke with two young women and asked them what it was like being the daughter of a single mother. Jennifer is 7 years old and lives with her mother. Her older sister lives with their father. You're with your mom, right?
Yeah.
What about your dad? Where's he live?
He lives 4 blocks away.
So you get to see him pretty often?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long have you been living with just your mom?
Maybe for about a year.
Okay. How about your other friends? Do most of them live with their mom and dad, or they live with just one parent also, like you?
Well, most of them just live with their mom.
So you don't feel very different from your other friends then, do you?
Mm-mm. I kind of know how they feel.
You want to talk more about that? Like how they feel about what kind of things?
Well, I have a friend, and her name is Liz, and she has 2 brothers. So it kind of seems like to me if you have only one sister and she doesn't live with you too when you're at your mom's house, it seems like you have to do more work. But to Lizzie it doesn't really, because both her brothers live with her mom too.
So you have a sister and she lives with your dad?
Mm-hmm.
And you have more work to do now since she's not here?
It seems like it. Not really more work, but I have to do the whole job, and when my sister was here, we'd each just have to do half of the job.
But see, your mom works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you do when she's at work or when she's working?
Well, she's usually home around by the time we're out of school, but she's looking for a job right now, and she probably won't be home by the time, but me and my sister can take care of ourselves and stuff.
Have you done that before, taking care of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You were in child care for a while too, weren't you?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. What was that like?
Well, it was funner to me because I was younger and I didn't have as much friends, and they lived too far away to go and play with, and I wasn't really capable of going there without my mom knowing. And I wasn't capable of taking care of myself because I was younger.
So now you feel like you're older and you can take care of yourself more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think if your mom and dad were still living together that things would be different?
Well, a little bit maybe, but not much, because my dad's a carpenter and they both would be working late.
Do you ever think about, what it would be like if your family was all 4 of you were living together again?
Not really. I usually don't really have time. I'm just playing with my friends.
Do you think that when you get older you might have children?
I don't know.
Well, suppose you do. What kind of mother do you think you'd be?
I think I'd be kind of like my mom.
Can you describe it a little bit?
I don't know. Kind of nice, like my mom is pretty nice. I don't think I'd have that much money, like my mom doesn't have that much money. She has enough, but not that much.
Rachel is 8 and has always lived with just her mother. I asked her what it was like when she visits her father.
It's fun, but I don't get to see him very much because he's a doctor, and he's still just a resident because he's training still. He only has a couple more years.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about not getting to see him very often?
Sad. I saw him a couple of days ago, though.
Oh, was that pretty good?
Yeah.
Your other friends, do most of them live with their mom and dad, or do they just live with one parent like you do?
Well, a lot of them live with one parent, but I do know people who live with both.
Do you feel different from those friends of yours that live with both their parents?
Not really, because they act like me also.
They just act like you.
Yeah.
No matter how many parents they have around.
Yeah.
Your mother works. What do you do when she's at work?
I go to school, and I go to Latchkey.
That's child care.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I go home at 5 by myself, and they're usually home.
Okay. You've been going to child care for quite a few years, right?
Yeah.
What's it like going to child care instead of going home and being with your mom?
Well, I have more people to play with, and I can do more things, and and it's better than just going home and being by myself.
Do you think your life would be much different if your mother and father lived together and you live with them?
Yes, because they'd fight a lot.
What do you think is the worst thing about just living with your mother? Just one parent?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Okay.
We can't go as many places.
Why not?
Because if I was living with my mom and my dad, I could go to movies when my mom was at a meeting or something like that.
Now, how many people live in your house, though, now?
4.
Who are they?
Me, my brother, my mom, and my roommate.
So there's another adult in the house, kind of like a second mom.
Yes, but it's much better than just my dad.
Okay. Is having another adult, like another parent, do you think that makes it easier for your mom and for you than if just you and your brother were living with just your mom?
Yeah, it is easier because she can take care of me when my mom is going places and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have to go with my mom everywhere she goes. The people across the street from me have one mom and they can go a lot of places and stuff like that. And so they're not much different.
So you don't feel very different just because you don't live with your mom and dad?
I don't feel different really at all.
You think you might have children yourself someday?
Yeah?
What kind of mother do you think you're going to be?
I don't know.
What kind of mother would you like to be?
A nice one.
Kind of like your mom?
Yeah.